In this video, we're going to discuss intervals. This will also prepare us to discuss building chords later on. Interval is the distance between two notes. Let's talk about generic intervals first. Generic intervals are measured on the staff, and they don't take into account accidental, the black keys. Let me show you. When two notes occupy the same line or space on the staff, they're considered firsts. So A to A is considered first. And B to B is the first. C to C also a first. As I said, accidental are ignored. So A to A sharp is also first. So as B to B sharp, or C to C sharp, and so on, is the distance between one letter and another letter. Next are seconds. Examples of seconds are A to B, B to C, C to D, E to F, etc. A second is the distance between two adjacent letters. And the next are thirds, like A to C, B to D, D to F. Then we have fourths, which is A to D, B to E, C to F. Then fifths, which we already talked about when discussing the circle of fifths. So as you can remember, A to E, B to F, C to G. Those are all fifths. Then, next is sixth. So A to F is a sixth. B to G is the sixth. And C to A is sixth. The next is seventh. So seventh are A to G, B to A is seventh, and C to B. And eighth are also called octaves, and they are A to A, B to B, C to C. I'd also like to tell you that intervals can go beyond an octave. For instance, a ninth is the distance between A and the B above the octave. Ninth have similar qualities to seconds, because the letter notes are the same. Then, a tenth is the distance between A and the C above the octave. This can go on forever really, but it's uncommon to look at intervals beyond thirteenths, and even that's pretty rare. Okay, so intervals are the names we give to the distance between two notes, and generic intervals only take into account the letter names of the notes, not accidentals. You might have noticed that the fundamentals of music have a lot of math involved. Whether it's the formula that gives us major and minor scales, or the circle of fifths. Music has patterns, and patterns are math. Personally, I love math, and it's because of my study of music that I love math. But if you don't consider yourself a math lover, then that's okay. What I'm hoping though, is that, because of the math, the patterns, the formulas, you'll see that by learning a few important things, you can apply them over and over again. Just like by knowing the formula for a major scale gives you the ability to build one of any note, or intervals are the same way. We use intervals to build things as well, like chords, which we'll talk about in the next course. By learning about intervals, now we can use that knowledge later on, to build the chords. But before that, we do need to talk about specific intervals, which we'll do in the next video.